Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What do people gain from all their labors at which they toil under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun sets and hurries back to where it rises. The wind blows to the south and turns to the north. Round and round it goes, ever returning on its course. Friend, these are some of the opening words from the wisdom book in the Old Testament known as Ecclesiastes. And you might be feeling quite depressed at this moment, thinking, wow, why is that in the Bible? What does that mean? Now, we can get some helpful insight if we look at this word translated as meaningless. In Hebrew, this is the word Hevel. And it is translated here as meaningless, or some people will say vanity, but it also means, vapor. Like that little mist. You can't really grasp it. You see it for just an instant, it's here, and then it's gone. You can't hold on to it. It's short-lived. And this, the author of Ecclesiastes says, is like life, like everything. Meaningless. It gets even worse, though. I mean, he starts to define truly what this means. In chapter 2, he talks about how he undertook great projects, built houses, planted vineyards, made gardens and parks, amassed silver and gold and the treasures of kings and provinces. But in the end, what did it matter? This is a person who looked at toil. I was like, what does all of our hard work mean, right? In the end, it just goes to someone else. So what is the point? Weird Bible passage to have. Now, the author does give us some spaces of hope. But I think we first, before getting to the what do we do with this, have to really honor what this author is saying. Because we've all probably experienced this a little bit, haven't we? The truth that we work really hard, and in the end, for what? We're going to die one day. We're not going to get to take it with us. We seem to make positive gains in the world just for people to come in and break it down again. I mean, just look at Scripture. They'd have this good king that would come in and fix things, and then the next 5 or 10 kings would just undo all of it. We can spend years building up our homes and our towns just to have a 1 day or a 1 hour or a 1 minute natural disaster come in and tear it down. And it's like, what is the point? Why are we really here? Can I really grasp and hold on to anything? This author, who we might think is Solomon, because the passage does, or the book does open with the words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem. If this is a person who lived a life essentially on top with the power, the security, the work that led to a lot of buildings and outcomes, wrote books of the Bible, this person saying meaningless? Well, here is the key. The author gives us a couple things to consider. Well, on the one hand, knowing that it's like vapor, it's here and then it's gone. What then are we to do? Well, on the one hand, the author in chapter 2, verse 24 says this: a person can do nothing better than to eat and drink and find satisfaction in their toil. This too, I see, is from the hand of God. So what is this author getting at? Well, I think he's saying, hey, look, our body has to exist in one place. At least my body does, right? I don't know about you. I don't know if you can be in multiple places at once, but most of us, we've got to be in one place. But our mind can exist in the past and in the future, or try to be in both places at once. And we can be split, living in the past and the mistakes that were made, the things that happened, but that are gone. They're not here anymore. Or we can live in the future, just living for that one day when we get that thing, when we finally retire, when we're in that relationship, when we feel or look a certain way. But the author said, hey, look, when you get there, you're still going to be you. In the end, that's a meaningless journey. Unless, and here I think is an important point, unless we live each moment to the full. This isn't to say we don't try to grow and be healthy and get better and have goals in mind. But if we're only living for that future, then we miss all that we really have, which is the moment. Yes, the vapor is gone, but it is here for just a moment. There it is. See, you see it for that split second, it's there. But then it's gone. However, we spray it, here it is. Okay, but now that moment's gone, here's the next one. He's saying essentially in each moment, live that moment to the full. That's all you really have. I think of the movie Click with Adam Sandler, and he goes to Bed Bath & Beyond, and they take him into the Beyond section where he gets a universal remote, and he ends up fast forwarding through the difficult times in his life just to try to get to certain points, and in the end ends up essentially fast forwarding everything, just getting to the end. That's a little bit, I think, of what this author's speaking about. So what he encourages us to do is say, in each moment, be fully there. That doesn't mean every moment's going to be easy or how you would like it to be, but every breath that we take is a gift from God, intentionally sustaining your life, inviting you fully into this moment, which means that even in the hardest moments, there's gifts to be experienced. There's moments to be enjoyed. Even in the midst of grief and difficulty, we can experience God coming close. So the author's not saying don't have plans, don't work hard. He's not saying that the future doesn't matter, but he is saying that the journey, how we get there, how we experience each moment, that's the gift. That is what's not meaningless. Because the truth is, we may not have tomorrow. We may not have next year. We may not have the next moment, but we have right now. And then at the end, the author adds this. Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. So here, he's getting to the truth that, yes, everything under the sun is meaningless, but sort of what's above the sun, well, that's God's realm, right? And there are eternal things, God's kingdom, the way God created us to live and invites us to live. I mean, if God made all of this, then God knows what's best for us, what will lead us to the fullest life possible. This is what Jesus said when he says, I came to give life and life to the full. Our fullest life is discovered when we live in sync with how God created us and invites us to live. So in each moment, he's then saying, live how God invites you to live. Live with love, with peace, with joy, following the way God teaches us to live. And when we do that in each and every moment, we can then, in those moments, enjoy life to the fullest extent. Sin is basically breaking up the goodness and the peace of the world. So he's saying in every moment, if we can find and follow the way of Jesus, the way of God, that leads to our fullest life possible. That is not meaningless. So, is everything meaningless? Yes, in a sense, of course. That's what this author has discovered. But how do we find meaning? How do we find fullness of life and joy and goodness? Well, it's found in following the ways of God, living fully in each moment. Enjoy your life. It is a gift. Every moment on this earth is an invitation to be right here, to smile, to breathe in the goodness of the moment. And do we grieve sometimes? Yes. Do we struggle sometimes? Yes. But even within that, we're never alone. God is with us. And so this author is able to say, hey, fear God, follow God's commandments, eat, drink, find satisfaction in the work, because before you know it, it's gone. Friends, things to ponder. Not an easy math formula, but something to live out. And that's what wisdom literature is. It's not an easy formula that's A plus B equals C or 1 plus 1 equals 2. It's saying, work this out in your life. Seek what God may be inviting you to. Find meaning in the moment. So friends, Pray over this, struggle with it, leave a comment below with what this might mean for you. And if you enjoyed this and found it helpful, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to see all the other videos that we have here on the channel and that are coming up. So as you go forth from this space, blessings, friends, and grace and peace be with you.